Welcome everybody. I'm Anne McDowell and my category here in BNI Action is HR. Now HR is a really diversified field and a lot of people see HR as being payroll, putting people in jobs, doing paperwork. Well, I actually don't do any of that kind of thing in HR. My HR is soft skills. It is about training and development. It is about resume writing. It is about recruitment. It is about helping people move out the door gracefully if the company decides that they're no longer part of the way forward. So one of the things that I like to do, I've got this up here, I'm a positivity strategist. That means that I believe in being positive about things. I'm a positive problem solver. Positive problem solver with HR, with career, and with life. So the Tigger references that you'll see, for the people who have read my book will understand immediately that I identify with being Tigger in terms of being happy and positive rather than Eeyore, which is sad and melancholy. So I always look for the silver lining in every cloud, and I always look for the positive way forward. I may not feel it at the particular time and go, oh, wow, okay, I'm having a bad day. But rather than try and push that aside, I deal with the emotions of the time and I actually go, okay, how can I now turn my life around, turn the situation around into something positive so that I've got a positive way forward? So I do that for myself and I do that for my clients. So whether they are individuals or businesses. So I solve problems. The top one, I solve people's painful problems, and you'll see Tigger there with a heart. Because pain is across business, it's across career, and it's across life. And I solve those problems. I stop the bleeding and take away the headaches. So you'll see Tigger there cuddling Eeyore. And that's what I do. I'm the emotional support. I am the soft place to fall when people have problems. And I'm that voice of, hopefully, wisdom in order to help you through that particular issue. And I also believe that life is meant to be enjoyed, not endured. So I believe about overcoming obstacles, overcoming problems so that you can move forward into life. So what I do for businesses. I look at recruitment and onboarding. So I'm actively recruiting at the moment, and Graham mentioned last week that I'm recruiting for some of his clients, and I do go above and beyond. Most recruitment agencies just find the person with a skill set. I don't do that. I've actually went into the business last week and helped them reorganise the position descriptions and actually wrote the position descriptions for the new role and helped reorganise the office and who does what. Because there are a lot of overlaps and people, doing that's not the most effective way to move forward. So I'm in there creating job descriptions for people as well. So businesses, I help them recruit the right person, and it's not just about the skill set. Skills can be taught. You remember when you were first learning things, you thought, oh, I'm never going to learn this, but you eventually mastered that skill. Skills can be taught. Attitude and behaviour cannot be. So what I do that's different to other recruitment agencies, and I'm not a recruitment agency, is that I look for behaviour and attitude within people. I do behavioural recruiting, which means that I look for behaviours, whether they're going to fit into your workplace culture, as opposed to just the skills that the person presents, because you can teach them how to do anything as business owners. Redundancy and job loss. I ran redundancy seminars a couple of years ago. I've been made redundant twice. I know what it feels like, but I also then help people through it in that holistic approach because I write resumes for people, which is in the next section. So I help people develop their skill set on paper and actually shine on paper. And my other business name is professionalresumes.com.au. And I've had that business for 13 years, helping people through their career traumas. And I also look at career guidance, resume development, as I said, and interview coaching on a business level. So that is if large companies and corporates are experiencing a downturn, like in the mining industry, then I get involved and I help that process, facilitate that process. Such as when I was working up at Forjax last year, doing the major rollout of redundancies. So that's what I do as well. Because you need compassion to do that. In career, I look at career guidance. I help people discover what they want to do in life, whether it be an electrician or an accountant, or whether they are wanting to be a doctor or whatever. I help people discover what it is. And I often do that in terms of their midlife change. Oh, I've had enough of this, I don't want to do this anymore, what can I do? And I help people along that pathway. Resume development I've talked about. I'm helping a person at the moment. I had an urgent job yesterday. He wants to look at working overseas in Hong Kong. He's a tunneller. He's been involved in the big projects in Sydney and in Melbourne about tunnelling underneath the ground and wants to work in Hong Kong. So I fitted that in yesterday. I also do LinkedIn profiles because it's about your personal branding. When whether you're in business or whether you are an individual, your brand is everything. So I write LinkedIn profiles for you, looking at how to market you effectively as a business owner or as an individual. I train and develop, I'll talk about that in a minute. Confidence boosting, this is where I come in with my mojo. This is how I help you rebuild your mojo, about building the confidence that you need to move forward in life and overcome and tackle the problems. And I look at interview coaching. So I coach people, I look at the specific job that they're applying for. I develop questions for them and I go through a mock interview with them. So I actually do that, and funnily enough, a person who I did some work for a couple of years ago, he said 4 out of the 7 questions that I prepared for him were actually in the interview. So he was like all over it by that point, because I coach them and I tell people the right words to use and how to rephrase it in a way that's going to be more appealing to the recruitment team. And life. I come across life as well. So my ideal referral, and certainly what I'm working on at the moment, is somebody who wants to transform their mindset. Because or for the members who already do know, but for the new members, I'm an award-winning author. So this book won silver in the 2016 e-Literature Awards in the States. It was an international competition and I won silver. So in it, I look at helping people overcome the obstacles in life so that they can rewire, recalibrate, reprogram, realign their thinking into positive thinking. I've got 101 strategies in that book that will help you then overcome what's going on in your life. So that's what I do, mindset coaching. I do also, and you think, why? Why does she do all these things? Because I believe in variety. I don't like being stuck with the one thing. I love variety in my own business, and therefore I offer a lot of variety to help my customers and my clients. So I offer business, career and life mentoring and training. So I have an entrepreneurial business school, which I have online, which helps new entrepreneurs move forward into their business. It's a structured program, and I used to teach frontline management and small business management. I used to teach the NICE program, which is about getting people into small business. So I've used those principles of 20 years of training and teaching into this program. And I also do, I overcome obstacles in performance management issues. I was helping a client recently who was on his way out of the company unless he pulled his socks up. He did pull his socks up in an amazing way, and they came back for more. The client said, I've loved what you've done. You've worked miracles with him. Book me in for 3 more sessions, so they did. And finally, what I also do, because I don't have anything else to do, I develop diaries, inspirational cards, because something that you don't know, I went through a very traumatic time a couple of years ago. It was around the Pasha-Bulka storm, where I was involved in a horrific relationship that was emotionally abusive. And I needed things to get me through that. And I developed these things from experience of reliving that, or living that experience and pulling myself up from being shattered into a million pieces. So I developed these kinds of things to help me. So, funnily enough, I opened my own quote. I look for the silver lining in every cloud. That was a fluke. But that's what I do. My my belief is that I want to help people across a number of sectors, not just in one small isolated section. So HR means a lot. It's not about processing payroll. It's not about working out what the hourly rate is. It's about much more than that. And that's what I offer in my business. Any questions? Yes, Trina.
You're saying that you do behavioural testing.
Yes.
How is it that you do that?
Well, it's actually not testing, it's behavioural interviewing, and it's about developing questions that are centred around a person's behaviour and what they've done in the past. Dr. Phil says a good indicator of future behaviour is past behaviour. So when I was at the coal mine, we developed questions that were based on do people cut corners with safety? Do they? And we developed questions, and I developed questions that are around the behaviours, and I get people to bring me examples of what they've done in the past, so I can gauge whether they're a rule follower, whether they are just giving me lip service. And I look beyond that, and there's a deeper questioning. I don't ask hypothetical questions. Oh, what would you do if? Because no one knows. But I get people to say, tell me about a time that you've experienced a difficult customer. What did you do to solve that problem? So I get them to tell me what they've done. So, and of course it's quite involved as well as that. That's a simple one. Any other questions? Fantastic.